for this global chat today, and I thought I'd never get awake.
What time do you normally wake?
About 7.
And,
but I'm one of those night owls. I'll stay up all night if you let me, you know.
So you have a partner here, my wife, Kathy.
Yes.
She's a night owl.
Yeah. I like it. Everyone gets quiet, you know, and nobody talks.
So,
all right, Marty, come on. You there?
Good to see you at last. She's going to come.
Yes.
She will join us.
I know. Oh, good. I'm really eager to meet her, too. Sebastian, are you there?
Sebastian is here.
He hasn't moved. He was very still. I don't know.
And your teammate was on the screen for a while. He disappeared.
Let me see. He's trying to.
Marty, he may have some internet problems. Hi, Kathy.
Oh, I think not. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm very pleased to meet you at last.
Oh, thank you.
It's very nice to put a face to a name.
Kathy.
Kathy. How do you want to be referred to? Joseph or
Joseph.
Is that okay?
That's right.
Okay.
That's the way it is.
Okay. Come on, Marty.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Finally.
Marty has come online. Good morning, Marty.
Good morning.
He's in Toronto. These people are up at 5:30 in the morning, so this is true dedication.
Yes.
This is Joseph and his wife Catherine, right?
That's right.
And I don't know if you've met Sebastian in person, but there he is.
No, I haven't. I've Skyped back and forth with Sebastian, but I haven't had the pleasure. No, so good. Well, what is it? It's this is fun. Yeah, you have Indian accents, and I have a Brooklyn, New York accent. So everybody has an accent.
No accent at all.
As long as we can understand each other, that's all what matters.
That's all that matters.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'm very glad that this all worked out, and we were finally able to get together. So, how much do you? I mean, I know that Sebastian at this point probably knows quite a bit about CritterKin and the what we've been doing in terms of visiting the schools and working with the kids. But I don't know how much where you would like us to start in terms of introducing ourselves and or CritterKin, Joseph.
Okay, I would like to hear a little bit more on what you actually do with the teenagers. I am focused on teenagers and youth.
Right. Okay.
And are you a teacher and
educational psychologist and has been a motivational trainer for over 25 years.
Oh my. Oh, okay. Well, so
now you say teenagers. What age are you focusing in on? What's the youngest age you're working with?
The youngest I accept in my class is a child who understands English well and 10 years or above.
Oh, 10.
10 years or above.
Okay, so CritterKin was originally designed for children between the ages of 8 and 12.
Okay.
And yeah, we're in the ballpark. Yes. We're discovering more and more that the topics which have to do with emotional well-being and social skills seem to cross broader categories. So we've read to as young as 5-year-olds and as old as, 14-year-olds with pretty good success. With the older kids, we're finding that it's a really good idea to not, the books are kind of for the younger kids, but involve them sort of as mentors and as coaches, if you will, to the younger kids. So that, which I think is very helpful anyway. But they don't get involved in the stories as deeply as the younger kids. But the idea, of course, is to foster that sense of social emotional learning in a context that's real world, because it doesn't do any good to kids to say, be nice, don't hit your brother. That doesn't do any good. you really, you need to evoke the emotion and then give them a chance to practice it in the real world. And that's sort of our mission. And it started with one thing, and now it's grown. Probably the latest thing you've heard from Sebastian is the Not Perfect Cat Club. And that came from repeated classroom visits where we would start to draw with the children, and they would say, I can't do that. My drawing is horrible. I'm stupid. I'm not. We finally realized that they had this notion that they had to be perfect. I mean, really did believe that they had to be perfect. And if they didn't, there was something wrong with them. So that's how this latest book evolved and how the latest program evolves, which allows children to understand that everybody's not perfect, but each person has something special to offer the world.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if that doesn't fit with motivational coaching, I don't know what does.
Let me briefly tell the topics I deal with within a short period of 3 full days sessions with the teenagers.
Fantastic.
One. Within 3 days, I'll make sure every one of them is a cool orator in front of an audience without any nervousness whatsoever.
Oh, wow.
One.
Wow.
Public speaking skills and presentation skills.
Yep.
That's the first part.
Okay.
Then, as an educational psychologist, I focus on improving their concentration and memory capacity as they learn and grow.
That makes sense.
Third, creative approach to life, creative thinking skills, particularly applying to their own consciences to always consult deep inside before they do anything. What I'm going to do
self-reflection?
Pardon?
Self-reflection?
Self-reflection, yes. Listening to their inner voice and asking, what I'm going to do, is it right? And if the answer is yes, get them to go and do it. And if the answer is says no, get them the willpower to say, no, I will not do it.
That's so important.
Character formation is the foundation of my program.
Yeah.
In the process, we get them to calm down and avoid violence of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
And live in peace with every religion, whether Hindu, Muslim, or Christian.
That's excellent.
Oh yes. We're going
to put you in the Middle East.
in a country like ours, this is a very important factor now.
Oh, of course. Boy, do we need that.
Next, we focus on accelerated learning methods, scientific methods of learning step by step, save time, energy, and be a good academic performer and social performer in life. Instills lifelong learning, habit, and desire.
Yeah.
Next, time management, how to be punctual, disciplined, and also be aware of every second that is drifting, and one must be aware of the responsibility to use time on a regular basis from the youth so that they do not waste their precious life when they are expected to be in the society. Next, we focus on etiquette and manners required for social living within India and anywhere in the world. And the last chapter on this brief course for youth is career planning. That is a common talk, an educational session with parents of the teenagers who are in the program, educating them what is aptitude testing, what is interest evaluation, and what is personality assessment, how to choose the right track when they enter the higher levels of education and settle into a career they will happy to live with.
So parents are actively engaged with you.
On the final day, they all come and they want to see how good their children have become in the art of public speaking. So they are very keen and they come. So this is the youth program.
I see.
And I have a program now going on every Saturday. Last 2 months I was fully booked for teachers training. That one is youth training. Second is teachers refresher course. Making teachers morally committed to what is expected of them.
Oh.
It's not a job. It's a call.
Yeah, it is a call.
It's a vocation.
Calling, yeah.
It's a vocation. Yeah. Money will come if we are good at it.
That's
Yes.
true.
I've seen,
I know that.
I've seen live, so I know money will come if we are good at it. That's basically, of course, I do spend time with corporate teams, middle management, and sales team on sales and customer service, and etiquette and manners, stress management, time management, etc. for the corporate world. So that's what I do. Now I like to hear a little more detail of what you do with the youth.
Okay. Marty, did you want to say something?
Well, what I'm curious about, so that I keep what I say focused is, Sebastian. Now that we understand what Joseph is doing and his program, did you say it's all done in a week? You work with.
It's a short program for 3 days, and otherwise it's too expensive for Indian children to afford. It's not a long program.
Of course. And so Sebastian, how did you see the fit between what Joseph is doing and CritterKin?
Yeah, good question.
I thought Joseph could get CritterKin into schools in Kerala because he's already influential in that field. Here, technology has not penetrated into schools yet the way it should. I'm trying to get more people interested. In fact, I'm organizing a global PTA so that parents would connect the children from homes.
That's a great idea.
Because half the world is asleep when the other half is awake. And in school, the school hours are something like 5 hours a day, wherever it is. So the community must be engaged to monitor what the boys and girls here are doing. Say, preferably parents and seniors in home itself. So I am working on training families. I run social networking homes. And I give free training to educated parents so that they know the benefits of the net as well as the risks, the dangers, so how to avoid the dangers and benefit from the net. That's the kind of training I give. As a wiki facilitator, I give it free, so I am accepted everywhere. But when I go to a school and give my visiting card to the principal, it doesn't reach her. Usually, there are different layers of filters, and people who don't understand what I am trying to do would prevent me from accessing them. So I have given up. So I am trying to do it through parents, influencing PTA through parents. I get into schools, or I say at times when I make a public announcement in the press saying that I am giving such and such free training which might benefit them to work online. Among the crowd there are some teachers as well. Once they are interested, they invite me to schools, but it is not much remunerative. But although some of them interested will get my private training, which brings me my bread and butter. So since I know Joseph, we have been connected together for more than a decade. Okay, so no, 2 decades.
Known each other for 20 years?
That's right.
20 years.
Wow.
Okay, so if he puts a word into the school administration about CritterKin, you will get a chance to present yours. And once you have done it in a couple of schools, I'm sure Kerala schools will accept it.
So
Embrace
how do you get into schools, Joseph?
Okay. Luckily for me, I have been in the Middle East, in Dubai, over 25 years.
Oh my.
I was in Dubai running my own center known as Born to Excel Success Motivation Center.
Oh, it's a great title. It's a great title.
If you access to my website, www.borntoexcel.org,
Yeah.
BORNTOEXCEL critickin.org, you would get an idea of my setup in India now. And I was with similar setup in Dubai over the last 25 years.
I see. I see.
And I have been to United States with my wife and my 10-year-old boy many years ago in Chicago, studying 2 years in the Roosevelt University of Chicago when I was 45 and 46 years of age.
Oh, okay.
And
World traveler.
yes, and I have the privilege of traveling all over the Middle East, Switzerland and South Africa while I was in Dubai. I was on practically every TV channel in the Middle East, every radio station in the Middle East, even in Kerala, in practically every TV station, a TV channel and radio channel, and also every school in Kerala has got 8 plus 8, 16 CDs of mine on these basic topics.
That's interesting. That's
Understand?
interesting.
So
Yeah.
when I go into a school of some repute,
Yeah.
they
know of you.
they are willing to listen.
Oh, okay. That's really good.
Yeah, and
Yeah. We don't know enough about India, so forgive our
don't worry.
questions.
That-
We don't know how it works.
Oh, people like you and me are lifelong learners. You will learn
Yes,
what India is.
absolutely.
Yes.
Every time I walk into the classroom, they teach me something. So
Absolutely.
I guess the thing to do is explain a little bit about how we do CritterKin.
Yes.
So Marty, do you know anything about Marty?
Nothing except we have just met now. I want to make some
Okay.
notes after I speak to you. Yes.
Okay, so
Oh, you want me to give them a little background?
yeah, well, have you heard of the Magic School Bus?
Sorry.
The Magic School Bus?
Uh,
It's a children's show that was very, 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 very popular in the United States, Canada, Europe.
would you
Marty,
would you spell it for me?
the Magic School Bus.
Oh, the Magic School Bus. Okay, I've heard the title. I've heard, but I have not got a clear idea. What does it do?
Well, Marty, you can go ahead and tell him. It.
The Magic School Bus, was 3 years an animated television series
Okay.
that's still on channels all around the world. Basically, it was a very successful series that was devoted to getting children to be excited about science. But the way in which it worked was that the educational message that was within the show was knitted very closely in with the entertainment. So the children enjoyed the show on popular commercial television channels, okay, the way they would an action adventure series, but they were getting all of these very positive messages about science and scientific method. And what was very important about the series was that the main character in it was a woman who was called Miss Frizzle, okay? And there's a very famous American actress and comedian by the name of Lily Tomlin. And Lily Tomlin was the voice for Miss Frizzle. And by using a woman to be the main character, the kids, particularly the girls, could see themselves in a career where they could become a scientist. So that was a very, very important part of what the message was that was built into the series. But the most important thing about the series was its entertainment value, because if nothing else worked, in terms of engaging the kids. Now, to take a step back, there's a company called Scholastic, Incorporated, which is the largest global publisher of children's materials in the world. So they're in the United States, in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and in 1978, I don't have your wonderful gray hair, but I'm probably older than you are. Scholastic was exclusively in the book and magazine publishing business. I started their motion picture and television division. And after 20 years at the company, we produced over 300 hours of television programming and theatrical motion pictures, all of which were part of the commercial broadcasting world. They were not shows that were on educational channels. They were shows that were there promoting reading and literacy and good values, but because the children would engage with the material voluntarily, because they found the stuff that we did very entertaining and engaging. So some of the properties that I produced in television are some of the largest selling children's book series in the world. So there was a series called Goosebumps that was very, very popular with your age group. And then there was a series called The Babysitter's Club that was very, very popular. And The Magic School Bus was also very, very popular. What happened in regard to Jena and I starting to work together was that I'm at a point in my career where I wanted to see what my legacy would be, you know. In other words, looking at what I'd done that was involved with literacy and what was involved with science education. When Jena started to introduce me to her ideas around CritterKin and the whole notion of what in the United States is called social emotional learning. In other words, you know, in one school, they're trying to teach kids about what they need to do when they're online in terms of behaving. You know, not to do cyberbullying or to be sure of what they, say about themselves or what they're doing. And what Jena and I feel, and I'm sure is part of what you're teaching and is at the center of what you do, is that it isn't about a category. It's about the values that the individual person develops. You know, what their character is like, what their sense of what right and wrong is, and how to behave in the 21st century. And so instead of what?
As global citizens, I think that's
absolutely
as global citizens. Yes. And so because of my background and because of what Jena brought to this project as a writer and as an illustrator, I've known for all the years I've worked with children that the most important thing you need to do is tell them an entertaining and engaging story. You know, if you tell them an entertaining and engaging story, then they're going to emotionally identify with it. And then they will have that, collection of emotional responses. That's where somebody like you or even me can begin to talk to them about empathy and compassion and responsibility and kindness and being fair, but not from the point of view that, we're saying you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to do this other thing, or you'll get detention, or you'll be punished, or you'll be expelled or thrown in jail or whatever.
That doesn't work.
Never works.
No. Fundamental to what I have always done over my career, and it's certainly important to Jena, is the belief that children inherently want to be good.
Oh,
Children
yes.
inherently want to learn.
Yes.
Children inherently are curious, ask questions. Okay? So, and it's just a matter of fueling that so that they react and engage with you around those subjects in the same way you might want them to engage with math or science or geography or something like that. So what we've done, very much like I did with the Magic School Bus or the other book properties, was to create a story-driven experience, in this case, specifically wanting to involve children with animals, dogs in this case, because when a child is engaging with a puppy or a dog story or an animal story, whatever it is, it's a very safe place for them to explore their feelings, you know, as opposed to what it is if they're reading about kids that are like them or not like them, or, you know, in other words, it's an easy metaphor for talking about, you know, emotions and feeling and values and how to behave. So everything that we've built into CritterKin is marrying the worlds of a child's experience, their inherent care and concern for their pets, their inherent sense of wanting to do good, their capacity for empathy and compassion, which sadly much more in the United States maybe is de-emphasized in favor of hard academic skills and test preparation, so that those areas don't get developed as much in the children as they do in other places in the world. So, you know, what we've done, which was, I think, where we began with Sebastian, is that our experience specifically is that children enjoy consuming stories today on a variety of different media platforms. You know, they enjoy them if they hear them read to them. They enjoy them if they read them. They enjoy them if they watch a movie, see a TV show. So everything that we do is modeled so that it's multimedia and multimodal, so that children that learn better because they look at things, or are visual learners, or children who learn better because they listen. So each child has an equal opportunity to experience CritterKin because we're giving it to them across a variety of different media platforms. And then we're also giving them the tools so that engaging with it, you know, writing a story based on their feelings, they can do that. Or they can make a video about that. Or they can write a blog post. Or they can tweet about it. Or do something on Facebook. Whatever it may be that is part of the world that we all live in right now, which is very much a part of social media. And, you know, I think what Sebastian is hoping, at least if I can speak for him, is that, you know, through your reputation and access, and through the seamless way that CritterKin is involved with teaching social emotional learning using social media and some of these new technologies, that the schools in this area would be persuaded to want to engage just not only with CritterKin as content, but consuming it, you know, with Jena being in a classroom via Skype or GHO, or looking at a video, or however. I mean, you know, we have to always crawl before we can walk, and walk before we can run. But I think the idea would be that there's something in the combination of what we're bringing, you're bringing, and Sebastian is bringing that would find, and in our case, because we are a for-profit company, would bring a paying customer, you know, who wants to buy our books, our curriculum, have Jena or me, whatever, be part of what's going on in the educational experience that those children are having. That's basically it.
Very good. And what do you do, Jena? I got an idea. But since you are touched on publishing, I have published a book jointly with a Canadian friend of mine.
Yes.
Oh.
The name Bob Yurichak. Bob Yurichak from Canada. He's a well-known motivational trainer all over the world, especially in the Middle East. He was very close with me. We wrote this book called I Too Am a Teenager Born to Excel, Excel I Will.
Oh, that's nice.
If you send me your email ID, Marty, I will forward the soft copy confidentially and have a look, because the copyrights are with me. I have only published the Middle East rights so far. Now I am negotiating with the Indian rights now, and US rights are also with me. I'll send the copy, read through. If it's worth investing, let's talk.
Okay, yeah. Well, again, I want to make sure we're clear that, you know, that CritterKin and, you know, our small little publishing venture, because I'm no longer with Scholastic. I'm very much on my own right now. Jena and I are our own small startup, if you will.
No problem. No issue.
Okay. So, you know, we're very much in the point in the development of CritterKin where we're looking to identify revenue stream opportunities in a variety of different places. So we're involved now in Singapore. We're involved in Australia. We're involved in New Zealand. We're involved in Canada. We're involved in the United States. And so I, you know, was hoping that through this relationship with Sebastian and meeting you, that would provide an opportunity and make sense for us to have an entry point into India that we all could benefit from.
Let's look at now. Would you send me later on my email, josephcf43@gmail.com? Joseph,
Yeah.
You have it. Now,
Yes.
I think so. Well, you and I have exchanged CF43@gmail, right?
correct. And I would like to have all your website IDs, whatever information about these movies, these films, etc. And when we come online next time, some sample of it I would like to have a look. Then I'll be able to talk to worthwhile schools who are able to look at it.
You know, what Marty hasn't given you a sense of, and it's because that's my part of the job. So let me do my piece. You know, I'm a writer. I'm an illustrator. I'm a big ham. So you know what ham means in English? Kind of like an actress. You know, only not professionally. But anyway, I have no problem getting up in front of children and dancing and singing and laughing, and you know. So my job as the author and the illustrator is to help them fall in love with the story and then help them explore it. So I write the books, and then Marty and I work together. How do we present it to them in a way that is interactive, that stimulates the discussion, but then gives them something concrete to do that puts that emotional learning into practice? So let me give you an example so you'll understand, okay? Each of the 8 dogs we have 8 dogs, and each dog has a book. One of the dogs is a special needs dog. His back legs are paralyzed. And he's a real dog. I know him. So he's in this little wheelchair. And the story is all about how he was rescued by kindness and how he's become the poster child and he stops bullies and he's adorable. So they read that. They're very moved by the real story and the fictional story. We talk about it. And then the next piece is to draw the dog a real dog that is waiting for a home. So they draw a real dog, and then they write a story to help get it adopted. So they've taken their empathy, compassion, understanding, they've applied it to a real life situation, and now they're helping save another life, a real life. And boy, they got it. I mean, they want to write well because they're going to help the dog. They wanted to take good pictures because they're going to help the dog. They've integrated the learning. And so that's the basis of all CritterKin, is story-driven, emotional character development. Then we apply that to real-world situations, which, by the way, teach traditional skills as well: reading, writing, math, self-promotion, speaking, etc. So to us, at least from my experience, social and emotional are not different or separate from mental learning. They need to be integrated.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, in the United States, we treat children like their brains are empty, and we're just pouring facts into their heads.
That's a common fact between India and the United States.
It's crazy, but the truth of the matter is we are emotional beings, and our emotions color everything we do. It's a lens, and if we don't understand ourselves, that's why I love that you said self-reflection. If you don't understand what your feelings are and who you are inside, you're going to make mistakes because you're not being true to yourself. So that's what part of our goal is, Teach them the mental stuff, but teach it in conjunction with integrity and self-respect and kindness and blah, blah, blah. But we use story to do that because I think that human beings make sense of their world. They understand the world through story. So why not? And I very selfishly like to write stories. So.
Fantastic. Now, Mr. Sebastian, your role comes in how to put these ideas on net in such a way that families, schools can benefit by looking at some pictures in the beginning, and when they are seriously interested, then possibilities of traveling, etc. will come in.
Mm-hmm.
May I add one thing, because I think it'll help you, Sebastian. We've been really good about recording what we've done. We have dozens of sites for each school. We have done videos of ourselves. We've done video recordings and audio recordings that we're happy to share with you, so you could go to a school and say, here's a curriculum, this is what they do, and here's an example. So there's plenty to support you.
Okay. Now, one other little bit of activity that my wife is primarily focused on is this. I don't know whether you can see.
Oh, is it your homestay?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. They have a homestay program.
Yes, of course.
That's
Right.
where.
Yeah.
That is
This
where
is
Cheryl is staying.
Riverside in Mutar, which is on the bank of a beautiful, cool, calm river.
Yes.
Probably one of the most beautiful places in Kerala, in the village. And if you wish if you wish to explore next week, towards the end of this month, an American couple, they are coming here, and Sebastian is organizing for us a group of tourist operations and homestay operators to come and interact and discuss matters, how to promote tourism in Kerala.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
If you ever want to visit Kerala and stay, the place is open, there is no problem.
I'll be right over.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes.
Sebastian,
Yes.
how do we hook up? How do we interconnect?
Yeah. How do we get into the schools? I think we need to reach the right people, because once they see what we're doing, go ahead, Marty.
Yeah, what I want to suggest is I find that it's very good to bite off a little piece and chew and then, take a rest. So what I would like to do is not throw such a weighty responsibility on Sebastian's shoulders.
No.
But I think what I want to do is take a look at your website, Joseph, share materials with Sebastian, because really, in the end of everything we're talking about, needs to be the magic of a story.
Yes.
And really the thing that you really have to see and experience for yourself is the extraordinary work that Jena is exclusively and solely responsible for. You know, in the end of the day, you know, I've always filled the role of a producer, you know, an impresario. You know, I don't shoot a movie. I don't write a book. I don't draw an illustration. But I've been fortunate enough over my career to work at some of the best people who do that. And I think that's very important in this particular situation, because for me, that's the entry point. In other words, you look at the materials, get a sense of the stories and the characters, you fall in love, then we have something to talk about. You know what I mean? So I want to give Sebastian and you, if you're interested, that opportunity, and then, you know, see what would be the way in which we could collaborate together so that, you know, we're, you know, I mean, the big model for me at Scholastic and now on my own is to be able to have a career, you know, a livelihood doing the kinds of things that I think are good and that I believe in.
How young are you? How young are you now?
I will be next month 71.
Oh, we are very close. I'm going to be 72 next month. What about you?
Me, I'm 59. I'll be 60 in December.
All right. Don't
tell me how young I am. I get tired of hearing that.
We are still young, and let's keep our hearts younger and work closely. If I get some actual visuals of the type of materials that you have in hand, I have some contacts also with some TV channels. I could show to them and see, what do you think about it? You understand?
Oh, good. That's lovely.
Yeah,
that would be
we've
great.
been on TV a couple times too. We can send you that material as well.
Yeah.
Videos, TV.
One of the things, when you access my website, also have a look at the Facebook linked to it.
Okay.
Born to Excel.
All right.
Born to Excel Success Motivation Center, Facebook. Born to Excel SMC. And it will give you a little more information on the various interviews and the training programs for teachers, teenagers. I will have a look at all your websites, study as much as I can, and get some information through.
You know what I'll do though, Joseph? I'll give you a brief breakdown so you have an overview. So you're not going to have to spend hours and hours and hours, you know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And I'll suggest some videos that you could use.
Yes, Mr. Sebastian.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we're good.
Yeah. Is that a good time if we set a week from now or 2 weeks from now for coming back? Is that a good time in the morning?
Yes, I think that would be great. Yeah, this is a very good time.
For you, it's comfortable in the evening. This timing is okay.
Yes, this is
great. All right. Oh, one of the factors I like you to share with, when you are in the classroom in India, with the type of accents and pronunciation the Americans use, 50% of our children may not get it. You understand?
Sure, understood.
That's one of the things I'm working seriously with, installing software in various schools to get their ears and mouth tuned to international accents and pronunciations.
Yeah.
Good.
So yours is usually British? You understand British English better?
We more are on a transcontinental mix of British, American, and Australian.
Oh dear.
So that our children are able to adjust wherever they have to settle down.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I have trouble with the Australians myself sometimes. So.
You are being honest.
I am. Yes. Oh yeah. G'day, mate. What? What they were saying was "good day, mate," but they say "g'day, mate," and
our daughter-in-law is a British girl. Even after 10 years of their wedding life, I still have to sometimes say, "Pardon, my dear."
It is the same language. I swear it is.
All right.
All right. Well, so do we want to wait 1 week or 2 weeks? What do we want to do?
Sebastian, you conclude now. We'll plan out the meeting.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Joseph. So nice to meet you both.
Very nice. Have a
I
very
arranged-
lovely.
I have arranged.
Invitation open. Invitation open to Riverside in Muttar. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's something.
I'll be there next week.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.